Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. You want to Game Show, MikeC.
I'm Fred Wild.
Hey, today we talk to you about surviving R.
Yes. Wow.
I haven't watched none of it, but I just heard about it. So, Fred, surviving R. Kelly.
It shed a light on a lot of stuff. Number one, we all knew about his pedophilia actions with the marriage of Aaliyah. And the P on You videos that he put out. But on a serious note, I gotta say this. I gotta say fuck Jay-Z. I gotta say fuck anybody that ever worked with him. I gotta give a big shout outs to Tom fucking Joyner, Ace Bukoon. I gotta give a big shout outs to John fucking Legend. Questlove, I think the drummer of the Roots, and what's that dude? I forget his name, but he wears the number 3 on his hat. He was in a Kit Kat commercial too.
Oh, what's it called? Damn, I see his face too. God damn.
Light Skin Cat.
I know what you're talking about.
I gotta give a kudos to that.
Damn, I can't think of his name right now. He played Steve Harvey's son on one of the SNL. But I know exactly what you mean.
This guy has been raping underage kids for years. And nobody had the balls enough to say anything about it. The guys that I just gave kudos to, they were on the show and they went out after R. Kelly, call him a pedophile as well. Now, the thing is that you have had to see, if you performed with him, especially with that Best of Both World tours, with him and Jay-Z and other people that was on the headline, you had to catch wind of some of the underage activity that this man was in. And for me, the reason I think Jay-Z did not come out and speak on it is because, and he was right there because both of them was performing on stage and stuff like that. You had to rehearse. And R. Kelly kept a whole bunch of young teenage girls around him all the time. Jay-Z, let me ask you a question. The reason why you didn't come out on Surviving R. Kelly, was it because of you were involved in some of that activity as well? You know, y'all got to stop with these false idols and shit, because this is what shows you right here. The man was side by side, and I know R. Kelly worked with other artists, but this is the only one that I know mainstream. And also with Kanye West, too. Were y'all a part of that pedophilia action when he would bring young girls back to the dressing rooms and be like, yeah, man, I got these girls for you and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you speak up? And, you know, the entertainment industry, and that's, you know, of course, some of the reasons why I left, it wasn't because of this particular reason. It's just that the music industry is real shady. I mean, you're hot one day and then you're not, and nobody's calling you the next day. You know what I'm saying? But with this Surviving R. Kelly, man, these women, it wasn't acts. The despicable things that he did to these women, forcing them in threesomes, making them calling them daddy, not being able to eat unless he said so, putting them in the studio, locking them up with buckets, and you can't pee. You have to use the bucket to pee, and then he gave you permission to throw the shit out and all this other stuff. No pun intended. But I mean, it was just wild, man. This dude is a pedophile to the most, and he's like Teflon Don because he won't be touched. He can't be touched. And with all this stuff going on, why haven't they did something with R. Kelly? And I'm going to tell you probably one of the reasons why. John Benet Ramsey, little white girl, was killed. They were on the case back then and still today. The difference between R. Kelly and John Benet Ramsey. R. Kelly didn't. Well, I know he molested white girls, a whole bunch of white girls, but it was nobody really important, or the black girls outweighed the white girls that he raped.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you say if this was a president's daughter, or somebody of high importance, I think I got to say that right. Yeah, they would have been on his ass.
You're right.
But since it's been done to black little girls, nobody gives a shit about it.
You're right.
They aired the episode, the last episode that they aired, one of the parents of the missing children, because he has actually has a sex cult and kidnapped a lot of these women and held them as prisoners inside this studio. Mm-hmm. And I think it's inside Chicago. And the parents brought the police to do a welfare check, say, hey, look, I have not seen my daughter in 3 years. Mm-hmm. I believe she's in there. Mm-hmm. And the police said, well, we can't do anything because we can't tear the door down because we have no jurisdiction over this, or we don't have any warrants. And when the police left, there was somebody that gazed out the window and then shut the blinds. And the parents was out there like, is that you, or whatever. But my thing is that if that was somebody's daughter that was of some type of importance in life, or if it was a whole bunch of white girls, R. Kelly ass would have been in jail. Mm-hmm. And this dude, as a father of a daughter, even though I have not talked to my daughter in so long, it would only take one fucking phone call to say, hey, Dad, or if her mother calls and say, look, Fred, something happened to your daughter. I'm out here. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I don't give. If we were filming right now and she texts me like, Mike, I gotta go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when somebody violates your child, when somebody, especially a man's daughter, mm-hmm. it's something that a nigga like me, I would be happy to spend life in jail for murking a dude that did something to my child, as horrible as this. I mean, I'm all set. My daughter can call me now and say, hey, this dude at McDonald's just plucked me. And I will go to jail for that. Mm-hmm. So, this guy, he's a fucking pedophile, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. And black people put his accomplishments over the stuff that he does. It's no secret that R. Kelly made great music and is a great producer and is a great singer, but that does not weigh out the fact that he does what he does. Mm-hmm. If he did it to of-age women and they have a conscious mind and say, I want to be in this setting, I want to be able to knock on the door and say, Daddy, can I pee, and all this other shit, then that's up to them. Mm-hmm. But when you're dealing with 14, 15, 16, 17, even 18-year-olds, what the fuck, man? What does his fans have to, how much more do you have to see in order to see that this nigga has a problem? Mm-hmm. And they still support him, still go to his concerts, still say, I love R. Kelly. Won't put the shame on the females and say, well, she had a right to leave. If she didn't want to be there, stop putting the blame on them. Especially these underage females. Because what he's doing is twisting their mind. Brainwashing, making them think, look, nobody cares about you but me. Yeah. I got this fame now. I got this money. Mm-hmm. And, it's R. Kelly and shit like that. You don't know that monster is hiding behind that door. And once you get trapped in that, it's hard to get out. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get out. You have the bodyguards, you have the close friends, you have a lot of people watching them, and then shame on them too, because they see what's going on. They see the abuse and the rape of these young women, and they don't say anything. Mm-hmm. And then these rappers that perform with him, especially with Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z, you are a fucking asshole. You are some shit. And I hope Jay-Z see this video, and I hope Lil Wayne see this video, and I hope that everybody that worked with R. Kelly see this fucking video. You had to have witnessed these underage girls coming behind this or coming backstage and them disappearing in that room for a while. We know what the fuck is going on. I was in the entertainment industry. I know what goes on behind those curtains. And man, is it Jay-Z? You got a daughter. He has a daughter, and you couldn't fucking speak up. You couldn't go on camera with this series and tell about your experience with him. And I know you have seen this shit. You know have seen this shit. When you're dealing with a person in a situation like that, and when you have that type of platform and you have friends around, they show you stuff.
Yeah.
The shit that you into, they'll show you. Like, I'm using this as an example for me. When I have company that come over to the house and we play games, one of my passions is drinking a Crown Royal. And I'll say, hey, you want some Crown Royal? You want a drink? You want this, that? You know what I'm saying? That's one of my pleasures. So you can see that secret pleasure right there. And I know it doesn't amount to what I'm saying about R. Kelly with him raping these women. But people will show you other sides of themselves if you stick around them long enough. And when you're out there in these venues performing, and you have all these girls screaming over you, R. Kelly, R. Kelly, and all this other stuff, and you go backstage, or you may do a dress change, or whatever, or after the concert is over, the guys in the back drinking their drink, smoking their smoke, and then you have a carousel of fans coming in the back wanting autographs and shit like that. You right next to this nigga. You can see him weeding out, okay, she 21, she too old. She 20, she too old. Oh no, give me the girl that has the book bag on her back. The 14-year-old. Bring her over here. You see that shit. And you can't tell me no otherwise, man. And the people that came out on this documentary, I applaud all of them. Even the females that didn't come out, because I know they're afraid of their image being tarnished, I applaud you as well. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that this is going to be the last that you heard of this. There are going to be other women that come out and say what R. Kelly had did to them, man. And it's a fucking shame, especially with people with daughters. How can you condone this type of shit? How could you still support this man after all of that?
Well, I think I need to watch this documentary, bro.
Yeah, it's on demand. If you have, it's on Lifetime, so it's on demand, man. I'm telling you, watch it. You will be shocked at what these women said about him. I'm not even going to call them allegations because they are so fucking true. See what these women say about this man. And all this iconic music, you know, we hear it at every black cookout that you go to, or every black club that you go to. What do you get? Step in the Name of Love.
Yep.
And they got a whole dance routine for that shit. And I Believe I Can Fly. You hear that at so many damn graduations. They even singing it in church. And some of his other songs, You Saved Me. Bruh, what is it going to take to get this fucking man handcuffed and placed in jail? And I hope he get butt raped by everybody in there. Because when you go to jail as a pedophile, man, if you don't stay in protective custody, it's going to be a lot of Vaseline being used. A lot.
Anything else to add? A nice closer for the Vaseline. So, like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's the Gamer Show with the name. Don't forget to head on our Facebook store page to find low prices. Don't forget to hit us up on vTime. Don't forget to subscribe to become a Gamers Club member.
We may get sponsored by Vaseline. And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our Steam House community and our website community. where you get some free stuff.
We'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want the facts.
The Gaming Show.